Welcome back, everyone. As you probably guessed from the title of the video as well as the thumbnail, we are going over this red dot optic right here that you see on my M17 P320 pistol from Sig Sauer. What the heck is it? Well, in my opinion, it's one of the, if not the best pistol mounted red dots that you've probably never heard of and that you probably will never need. Now, there's a lot in that statement. We will go through all of it as the video goes on, but it is the Sig Sauer Romeo-M17 optic. This one was developed for the U.S. Army's contract, as well as, I suppose, the other branches, but specifically for the Army. And again, the other branches will likely adopt it, but it is a direct mount red dot optic, of course, fully enclosed like we just talked about. It has multiple reticles on there, so it has a 2 MOA dot, a 2 MOA with a circle and or just the circle, and you can pick which one you want just by toggling through the buttons on the side. And basically, why do I say it is one of the better red dots out there? Well, it has a litany of features that we will talk about. It is fully sealed. If you guys want to go scuba diving with this optic, you can do so. We have shot the crap out of it, as you guys probably can see by the photos that we are rolling in here. This one has been abused dramatically. I've had this one in since May of 2023, so over a year. We have about 1,500 rounds through it, and we've had 0 issues of any kind. Just full disclosure on that one right up front. Sig did send it out, but we have beat the crap out of it, as the wear on it there does show. Now, I know what many of you are here for, and that, of course, is going to be the drop testing, which we will do here in just a second. But before we do that, we need to thank the channel sponsor, and that, of course, is Brownells. They're the main channel sponsor here. I would imagine they have this optic in stock, as well as the pistol, ammo, and many other things. They also have lots of gunsmithing supplies and just any accessories that you need for your outdoor lifestyle. So big thank you to Brownells for sponsoring the video. Additionally, this is going to be a Mug Club video. So basically what that means for the new folks here is that we're going to do this video free on YouTube as well as Rumble, and then after that, we're going to head over to Mug Club, where we do exclusive content for members only. And it's not just myself making the content over there. There's Steven Crowder, Alex Jones, the Hodge twins, Nick DiPaolo, Brian Callen, probably people I just forgot about. And basically it's a censorship-free platform where, again, we can say whatever we want, and we don't have to worry about certain things like not showing how to mount an optic, which we can't do in this video because of the big tech overlords at YouTube. So if you guys are interested in that, there should be a code here on your screen that will get you guys a free month over there. So with that, let's head out to the range and do the drop test that you all want to see. Now it's time for the drop test to see how this thing does. We've shot the crap out of this sight. It's been fine to date. We have a target down range at 50 yards, 10-inch target. And if I can hit it, we're gonna consider it zeroed and proceed with the drop test. So let's see. All right, so we have confirmed that we are zeroed. Now we are going to do our standard drop test. For those who don't know, I am 6 feet tall, and we have the extended bag, so extra ammo in there. That's definitely not helping it in terms of weight. So at this point, we're going to drop it on a shootsteel.com target and see what happens. I'm doing this so you guys don't have to. Ooh. All right, so we definitely had an impact right there on the front left of the optic itself. Glass looks perfect. Doesn't appear there's anything wrong with it at all. I'm gonna drop it again. Try to see if I can get a different spot on there. Oh yeah. Impacted on the rear of the optic for sure. Glass looks totally fine. One more? One more. I can see you guys in the comment section. All right, that hit on the edge, the rear edge. Oh yeah, that optic's good and messed up in terms of the finish. Glass looks perfect, guys. There's absolutely no damage at all to that. Did it hold zero? Ooh. I think that's just bad marksmanship on me. Yeah, it's it. Yeah, we're good to go there. So we definitely took some pretty nasty drops there. If you guys can see that, I'm not sure if the camera will focus this close, but I mean, that thing got beat up, the glass is completely fine. So as we just saw, it held up just fine through the drop process, but let's say something on the gun broke during that. Would you know how to diagnose it? Would you know how to replace the parts? Would you know how to fix it or modify it? Well, if not, that's where the folks at the Sonoran Desert Institute come into play. For those who don't know, sdi.edu, and we have our own fancy link here that you guys can see on the screen, is an online school where you can learn how to do gunsmithing, repair firearms, make new parts, all of those sorts of things. And if you guys are interested in that, again, there should be a link here on your screen for you guys to check out. They have all types of different tuition assistance programs as well, including VA benefits. So if you guys qualify for that, definitely check out the link here if you are interested in a career in gunsmithing. It certainly is one of those careers that is economy proof. People always need to get their guns worked on and guns fixed. So the folks over at SDI can help you guys out with that. Now, let's continue with the video. So in addition to the drop test that you guys just saw there, we've done a bunch of one-handed manipulations off of belts, off of a 4x4 piece of wood, off of all types of different items. And again, absolutely zero issues with the Optic at all. Going over some of the features of it, obviously right here on the right side is where we do have our battery, and it is a CR2032 battery, which gives it very good battery life and very good power. So like I mentioned, I think in the intro, it has a 20,000 hour rated battery life, but I think Sig is being very generous with that. They say that is on a medium setting, and I don't know if that is with the circle dot or just the dot. That said, like I said, I've had mine in for over a year now. I have left it on with the dot and the circle, so the highest output, the highest draw that you can have on the Optic, and I've left it at as bright as you would want it if it was a really bright day. And we've left it like that the whole time. I haven't messed with it outside of the night vision shooting that we did, which just full disclosure on that one, or just right up front, I should say. It does have 3 different night vision settings, and it does have Sig's dark optics coating, which is designed to have a very good contrast with Gen 3 and newer night vision, and I can absolutely confirm that is the case. Really, it does a fantastic job with night vision if you are someone who shoots under nods, which probably isn't a lot of you, but if it is something that you care about, this is definitely one of the better options for pistol-mounted red dots that I've used to date. That's some IR light there. It's hard to get it to focus, but it is dark out here. That is night vision, and with the naked eye you cannot see that reticle at all. One thing about the Optic, I suppose, since we're going down that rabbit hole, that I think some people will view as a con of it, is that it does have a bluish green tint to it more than a lot of competitive options. Like if you compare this, for example, to like the Trijicon RCR, it has more of a blue and more of a green tint to it, but that is part of Sig's dark system, and it is optimized, again, for night vision shooting with those coatings, and it does it phenomenally. So again, if you are in any way concerned with night vision shooting with a pistol dot, it's definitely one I would look at for sure. And in my opinion, I've said this for at least 10 years now on the channel, that for a red dot type optics, I don't think a blue or a green, whatever tint matters at all. And one of the things that allows for the Optic to do is to get better battery life, because the more clear the front lenses that you guys see there, the less the LED has to reflect off of, and it requires more power to power the LED to make the image show up to your eye, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But I've never really had a problem with it because, of course, particularly with pistol mounted optics, you want to have both eyes open and be target focused. So if that is the case, then you won't notice the color at all. At least that has been my experience anyway. So continuing on. Back here at the rear of the Optic, we have a few things going on that are kind of cool. We do have the serrations there to cut down on any type of glare that you may have. That said, I've never had glare off an Optic, but if it is something you are concerned with, they do have that feature in there, and it is a nice feature to have. We do have our elevation and windage, so of course the elevation is there on the top, and then the windage is over here on the left side of the Optic itself. Each click is 1.5 MOA, which I think is perfectly fine for a pistol red dot. That's 1.5 inches at 100 yards. Most pistols certainly aren't capable of accuracy that is going to require anything more than that, so I haven't seen any issue with it at all. They are some of the most tactile elevation and windage adjustments that I've seen on a pistol dot. You absolutely know it is happening, and it only requires a small flathead screwdriver. So no special tools or anything like that, which is absolutely something I like, because when I go to the range with all these different optics, I don't like having to pull out their own special proprietary tool in order to adjust it. You don't need that. And of course, I would guess that was specified by the military for the contract, that guys out there with just a regular screwdriver can adjust it. Of course, it has to be somewhat small, but regular screwdriver, you can adjust it. Additionally, back here at the rear of the optic, like we mentioned, it is fully enclosed, so you don't have to worry about stuff getting in between your emitter and your front lens, but it also has the drainage holes, so that way if it is raining, for example, and you have your pistol in your holster, that rain will go out the sides there. I think that is a smart design, one that I haven't seen any other company do. So definitely like that. Over here again for the brightness adjustments, it has 15 daylight settings, so a lot of adjustability. And like we mentioned, you can toggle through for whatever type of reticle you want. Me personally, I like the circle dots. I know a lot of folks don't like it and they only want the dot. So if that is you, you can do that. And of course you can just have the circle as well, which I don't really think has a lot of use on a pistol. I can see where it might be useful on a shotgun, but the option is there if you do want it. Additionally, mounting, let's talk about that. So that is one of the things that I think is going to keep a lot of folks away from this. That said, there may be expanded opportunities for that in the future. So what do I mean by that? So we're going to roll in the pistols that as of right now in June of 2024, this thing is going to fit. When I got this in May of 2023, it only fit the M17 and M18 slides that were relatively recently made. So the early contract M17 and M18s were cut for the Delta Point Pro. This, of course, is still cut for the Delta Point Pro, but this has an additional cut for the M17. So that was kind of a rolling change they made to the slides for the M17 and M18 pistols. Now, of course, there are the commercial variants of the M17 and M18 as well that it does fit, but it will only fit those slides. So if you have an earlier version of a P320 or an M17 or an M18, and again, I should be rolling in here basically what your actual slide cuts look like, it probably will not fit those. So as of right now, there's 4 different models that Sig makes from the factory that this will fit. That said, looking around online today, I did see 2 different companies that were offering the ability to get your slide milled, even if it wasn't a Sig slide, to get it milled for this optic, because I do think the optic's mounting system is very good. It's probably the most robust that I've seen of any enclosed emitter optic. One thing that allows for is it allows with standard Sig height sights, it allows for easy co-witness. It has a very low deck height. And one of the ways they do that is not just with the body of the optic, which is very low, as the Sig Romeo-X is as well. Sig seems to keep a priority on having a low deck height. That is something I do like. And one of the other ways that they do that is the way that it is cut. So you don't have to worry about any screws coming in from the side or from the top, like certain optics do. The screws on this actually come up through the slide where the actual optics plate comes in. Now, I can't show you that here because we are on YouTube and we are heavily censored. However, I should be able to roll in some photos that will make it make sense. So basically right here where the rear sight is, there is a screw underneath it, and basically that rear sight is going to go right on there. And basically the screw comes up underneath, and it is a Torx screw. And I should be rolling in a clip here from Sig's YouTube channel that shows how it's done. Of course, this is not me doing it, YouTube manual reviewers. This is Sig Sauer, a defense contractor, licensed to do this, actually providing the illustration. So that should give you an idea of how this thing mounts. That is a very robust mounting system. Like we mentioned, you can go scuba diving with this thing if you want to. There's really no way outside of some kind of insane impact to the lens that I really can't even think of how would happen outside of a bullet, that this thing is going to lose its argon sealed. It is fully argon sealed, as you guys would imagine, just like an aim point would be. So the outside of the optic itself is made out of 7075 T6 aluminum, so as robust and as durable as possible. But again, it is limited in terms of its mounting capabilities. Now, again, we are making this video in 2024. Will that change in the future? Probably. The reason I say that is several years ago when the Sig P320 or the M17 and M18 were adopted by the Army, a lot of people, myself included, said that these magazines would become sort of the standard for different guns, whether it be pistol caliber carbines or other things like that, simply because it is the United States military's gun. You may not like that. Some people don't like it. Some people may like it. But the fact remains that it is absolutely true. And these magazines have been started to be used on a number of different guns. So that prediction came true. Now that this is going to be the military's pistol dot, I do think that there's going to be a bunch of slides that are made for that cut. I also think there probably will be different brands that are making it with that cut natively. So for example, like 2 years ago when the Aimpoint Acro P2 came out, there weren't a lot of slides that were natively cut for it, but now there are, both Walther, Glock, several other companies. And I do think that as this pistol and the M17 and the M18 program continue on in service, this optic will likely become a more popular optics cut. It is a difficult one for manufacturers to make, but it is probably one of the most secure ones out there, at least that I've seen to date. So I think that's pretty much it for the pistol outside of price point, which definitely is important. Price point on this one is also not good, right? So here I am telling you it's a great optic, but you probably don't have a slide that fits it, and you probably don't want to buy it because it is prohibitively expensive. So right now, I think the MSRP on these is like $809. And everywhere I've looked online, except for one place, has been out of stock right now. And that place was selling it for $799. And I suspect as of when this video goes up, it will quickly sell out because that tends to be what happens with these types of videos. So the cost is expensive for sure. As we mentioned earlier, the Aimpoint Acro P2 has been around for a while now. It has become very popular. Generally speaking, you can find that for under $550. The other competitive option that I think a lot of people are going to look at for this one is going to be that Trijicon RCR. Right now, you can find that one for around $645. I have reviews of both of those if you guys want to check them out. But I absolutely think this optic is every bit as good as both of those and probably has a better mounting solution if you have a slide that fits it. That's a big if, but if you do, then it's very, very good. So I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about the optic, definitely let me know down below in the comments. Let me know what you think of this option. If you have a slide for it, those things down below, because it will be interesting to see your viewer feedback on that. But if you guys like the video, you like the drop test, you like those sorts of things, definitely hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. If you are subscribed, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Just double check that you're subscribed as well, because every video I put up, people say that they have been unsubscribed magically somehow. So just check on that as well. Additionally, if you've done both of those things and you're not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel, you are being censored by an algorithm. So the way to get around that, or the easiest way probably, is to sign up for my email list at the website here on your screen. This email goes out once a month and it has all of the videos since the previous month's email went out. So that way there's no big tech giant censoring your eyes from my content. Additionally, this optic goes on sale, which it probably won't for a long time, but if it does, if the slides go on sale, if the mags go on sale, if the ammo goes on sale, etc., it will be in my daily deals email. That email goes out every day, as the name indicates, and it has 8, generally speaking, of the best deals that we find around the internet. If the item is in that email on that particular day, it's the cheapest I know of anywhere on the internet, because I've done the price comparisons for you. So that way, hopefully it saves you some time and saves you some money as well. That email also has a good meme that a lot of folks like. So if you just like Pro 2A memes, you can sign up for the email for that as well. And with that, guys, that's all I have for you. We're going to head over to Mug Club. Look forward to seeing everybody over there.